colorless landscape. The future is in peril. What the world needs is a shining hope, bringing the music back to life. One dance floor at a time. DJ Infinity.
Welcome to the G-Cast. I'm the G of the cast, your favorite girl dad, the most nervous host with the most. Let's see what's going on in the world this week. Let's look at this screen. Oh, yeah, I see it
Input,
right there.
mic check, testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you're in there now. I see it.
Let's go.
Yep, that was it. This motherfucker here, don't ever... I'm about to take a really expensive PC and beat the dog shit out of it. I'm just saying it's one of them days. One of them days.
Part of the game, homie. Part of the game.
Yeah, but I'm tired of the game.
Yeah.
I just want to exist. So now, when I do after this is saved, I'm gonna cut like half of this.
Right.
Who the fuck wants to see me sitting here looking stupid, trying to fix shit live again? But it took longer. But whatever. We're in there now. So he said, good on sounds. Okay, cool. We good. I'm going to do this again for the third mother freaking time. So I'm sitting here with the man, sitting here with Steve-O, the super producer, talented dude, good person, good brother, like just someone good to have in your corner if you get in his circle, if you're able to, do it. My circle is small, but there's good people in that circle. Like my circle's so small, if I sneeze, I'll sneeze on my own damn elbow. But we're here now, so what's happening with you?
Man, just grateful to be here, grateful to be alive, and honored to be on your show.
I'm honored to have you on here, like straight up. So we got sound, we're good. You know, the people that's in here, I don't care if it's two people, they rocking with me. You know, family, whether it's another brother from another, or even my mom's in here, or was, I don't know if she still is. She might have been like, this is that bullshit. But hey, I couldn't blame her. I wouldn't either. That's why once we wrap this up, I'm gonna cut the whole like first 10 minutes of it off. But we're here, so fuck it. Let's roll with it. So you're from AZ or from Arkansas and out here in AZ.
That's right.
Down the street from me, like probably about 20 minutes. So
right.
Tell me a little bit more about that. What was that like coming out here? That's an entire cultural difference. Like it's so different.
Absolutely. I've been in Arizona for 26 years. Moved out here from Arkansas, from Little Rock.
You are from Little Rock?
No, I'm from Malvern. I grew up, born and raised in Malvern, Arkansas. It's a little small town about 30 minutes southwest of Little Rock. But I went to school in Little Rock before I moved out here. So
okay.
I didn't really know what to expect when I moved out here. I was just looking at maps and seeing some of the names on the maps like Desert Breeze Park, Black Canyon Highway. So I was imagining all kind of crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Black Canyon Highway, I was imagining freeway with canyon walls on the side. Desert Breeze Park, I was imagining like sand dunes and palm trees and all that. When I got out here, it kind of looked a little bit like LA with a little bit less urban setting. So other than that, came out here and got a new vibe from the area. For one, Arizona's a big state. It's not just desert and palm trees. It's a very diverse state. It has alpine terrain, high elevation. So a lot of people don't know, but I ride motorcycles just like you. So I travel and see the state, and my soul sucks up that energy, and that goes into some of my music and stuff out here. So my sound has kind of changed a little bit since I've been out here, but I still have my southern roots, and it makes for a unique sound.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get into the music. That's the main reason why you're here. I mean, I know you, but we want everybody to know you, or at least know of you.
Right.
You have music on, was it not SoundCloud?
Should be on all platforms.
On all platforms? Okay.
YouTube, Apple Music, Pandora.
And you got to spell it out.
Amazon Music.
Because it's not just Steve-O.
Right. So, Yeah, it had to be specific. Steve-O is $, lowercase t, lowercase e, lowercase v, and a 0, not a O. Steve-O.
Okay, that's right. So you're blending two regions into one sound. That's
actually. Well, you can, if you want to confine it to region, you can say that. But I also have Texas influence as well too. Half my family lives in Houston. Spent quite a bit of time in H-Town. Went to school there as well too. So a blend between H-Town, Arkansas, and Arizona. I think that makes for a very unique sound.
Absolutely. And so you were born and raised in Arkansas for the most part.
Right.
So that's a lot of church music, blues, Southern hip hop, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
How does that feed into what you create?
Just the deep bass. The deep bass sounds, I always like that. And believe it or not, even the churches have that deep bass. The organs, they like to play low keys with that. Percussion, just hearing the drums from that, and then just the rhythm and choruses from the church choirs and all that, just soaking that up as a kid. And on top of that, soaking up blues, I heard, like the juke joints around the corner and all that, all the old heads, old school. So, my mom, she was kind of an audiophile, had all the latest CDs, albums, all that type of stuff,
Okay. I'm digging that. Juke joints, like, a lot of people have seen them and heard of them. Not too many people have actually experienced them.
Right, like old school, like pool table guys drinking, gambling, all that type of stuff. So
cigarette burns in the felt.
Right, so you hear that deep bottom, that blues. Like I said, that's 45 minutes from the Delta. So I mean, yeah,
which is basically like Bible Belt type area.
Right, exactly.
And what is the Bible Belt for people that there's several people on here that might be from another country or from the East Coast, or what's the Bible Belt?
Bible Belt is a disproportionate density of churches compared to other areas, in particular in the South. Like you can have 2 churches on one block, actually. So
damn,
that's what they.
And you come out here, you got 2 liquor stores on one block. Well, you see what I'm saying? What the hell?
Right.
That's awesome.
Well, it depends on what side of town you're on too. Like
of course.
I said, I live on the South Side in South Phoenix, and you can see that same signature there. I mean, it's churches. You'll see 3-4 churches within a block in some instances. The difference out here is it can be varying denominations.
And I got my own feelings on churches, but they're there for a reason.
Right.
That's whatever people feel, think, whatever, they are there.
Right. But in the South, that's a story behind that. Like I said,
you want to elaborate on that?
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of our ancestors were transported over here and, not allowed to read or worship our ancestors' religion or what have you. So we were allowed to participate in the Christianity, although it was segregated or separate. So what was unknown was that our people were still worshiping our ancestors and our true religion, and just kind of got combined into that. Then you had churches that I've shot and immolated, the Southern Baptists or what have you. So you got different flavors and different blends on that. There's a lot of different flavors of Christianity. Like you said, that's a complex subject.
Yeah, that's a whole nother. There is no right or wrong. There is your thoughts, my thoughts, their thoughts.
Right, but the basis of it is church music. And soul music is the foundation for most modern music.
Correct.
And not only in the United States, that's all around the world. So people have to acknowledge that and give us props for that. And that sound came from our struggle, our pain. That's why they call it the blues. And if you notice, United States is the only place that originated blues, and people try to emulate around the world. But that came from pain and suffering, in the South and Southeastern United States.
That hip hop, all of that came from
hip hop came from all that, but that's the source. So
absolutely. I'm glad you put that out there in your own words. I mean, I think it. Some other people think it, especially people that are really into music.
Right.
But that was your words, and I'm 110. Like I said, this is the guy that's the right one to have in your corner right here.
And I never forget that. Never disacknowledge that where I came from. And like I said, you can hear some of my pain and some of my happiness in my music as well too. Matter of fact, I'm not even motivated to do music if I'm not feeling the vibe, and I make music with intent.
That's what makes it authentic, because it comes from your soul,
right? Like
not just the heart and all that. Yeah, anybody can say that, but you can feel, if you're into music at all, you can feel when someone's like, yeah, that one's got something behind it. You might not know what it is, but it's got something behind it.
Right. If I'm not feeling it, I won't even make it. I've been under long hiatuses before. I've not done music for up to 2-3 years just because
You just didn't feel
just
it.
a period I was going through in my life, or I just wasn't a feeling. I have to have that creativity, and that's another thing. A lot of our things in our daily lives can suck energy from us,
Man,
So
that 9 to 5 that we got is evil.
Right.
I mean, we got to eat, and there's more than one way to eat. But at the end of the day, corporations are not in our favor. Period.
Yeah, I just heard a quote today. It was my first time hearing it. Said, a man cannot be free until he owns his own time.
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah.
But that's facts.
Yeah.
I mean, no lies detected. Once again, dope. So you have a signature sound in a process. So we were just talking about like warm, soulful melodies, basically. Right. And you got like the punchy 808s and stuff like that. So we'll get to the keyboards in a second, because you brought two of them gigantic some of my guns. But we got one in here. I'll flip the camera in a minute. But can you elaborate on that? And how you, not just how you come up with it, because I mean, you got, church background and stuff like that. But how did you come up with the warm, like when you first gave me your Spotify, I think there's 8 songs on it. There might be more now, but there's about 8 songs on it. I think I listened to it for 2 days straight. No pause, no skip. As soon as I'm in the whip, I'm out and I'm listening to it. And can you elaborate on that? How you got that warm, punchy, like everybody knows 808s and heartbreaks and all that, but they don't know 808's a drum machine. How did you get there?
Just early hip hop, that's what it was all about. Like in the late 80s, early 90s, it was all about those heavy bass lines, the 808. Everybody had the sound system. So it was almost essential at that time to have that type of sound in your music if you were doing it, And I just like it. And I think just as a culture, I think we like deep bass. If you go back to even the tribal days on the subcontinent of Africa. Matter of fact, I know you've probably been to the Music Museum here in Arizona, which is a wonderful place. Check it out if you haven't. You can listen to musical instruments and sounds from all over the world. And if you focus on the African section and hear the different instruments, you can hear that bass in there. So I think it's just kind of in my soul naturally. It's not anything that I emulated. I think it's always been a part of our music. If you listen even to the blues and all that, the deep basses, they're always there. It wasn't the 808 knocking down pictures off the wall, but I mean, you could hear that bottom in it, so.
Well, because a lot of our instruments were handmade.
Right.
Which percussion is the easiest thing to make. Right. Like you can't exactly hand make a guitar, for example, out of bamboo and whatever.
Right. And even the indigenous people of America, they had that same
and still do
sound signature as well, the boom, 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 the deep. So it's something about sub frequencies that kind of captures your soul a little bit, that draws you in, And like you said, when you layer a smooth sound or chords and melodies over that, it just makes a unique blend.
Yes.
On that. And that sound came in from me from just growing up in the 80s and stuff, hearing before rap was as prevalent, hearing stuff on the radio. I mean, we were only able to hear radio back then. We didn't have YouTube and all that stuff. So I hear like Hall and Oates and all these other groups and stuff. Like I said, I have a very, very wide range of ear, and that comes into my music. So I blend a lot of sounds, not just rap or R&B and all that. So I got a lot of smoothness from that. And as I got a little bit older, in particular when I was in high school, I don't know if people know the group Compton's Most Wanted with MCW. Just won a song on there, Use a B. When I heard that song, I listened to that over and over and over. And that was on a blue tape. I just kept listening to that over and over. And at the time, I didn't know. I was like, man.
My tape top till my tape pop.
I was like, man, who made that track? Who that, And then he had another song there called Late Night Hype. I don't know if you know about that one, but it's a real smooth sound. Long story short, Late Night Hype. Eventually, I found out that Ronnie, that was sampled from Ronnie Jordan. He's a jazz artist out of the UK.
Yep. I know exactly what that is.
Use a B that came from which one did that come from? Yeah, that's Ronnie Jordan as well too.
Okay,
believe that. So once I found that out, it really sucked me into jazz. So for one, I'm a big time jazz lover, man.
And that's about to roll right into, because one of the things I hate and love about live is live, and we're live. So there's comments in here that you're talking about right now that you can't even see it from over there. Right,
but it'll be fluid and be natural. I mean, this is authentic. So
this is what it is. So
So I again, people don't know, but like my great grand aunt raised me. She was born in 1917. So
I have
an old soul, very old soul, and For example, I remember watching Soul Train on Saturdays. A lot of people don't know about that in this generation.
I remember that. With
Right.
the dance line and everything.
Right.
Yep.
So I used to just get thrilled to death when I see that train on there, you know, moving. People be dancing. And I would get stand in front of TV and try to do the dance moves and all that.
Ditto.
And I remember this. She got on me one time. She told me to stop. She said, "That's the devil music." I remember her saying that. And that's
the Bible Belt.
And she wouldn't let me dance. So to this day, I'm still not a good dancer. She kind of put it in the bud there. But my love for music still went on, and
and you turned it into something.
Through that,
And you turned into something.
So when I used to go back and forth to Houston. My father lives in Houston. I used to go down there every summer, and I eventually moved down there when I graduated high school. And I remember when I was going to school, I'd be walking to the bus stop, the metro, and I'd have my little headset or whatever, and hear different songs. People equate jazz with New Orleans, and yes, that's the birthplace of jazz.
Birthplace, a lot of things.
Right. But Houston is also a Gulf Coast city, like 5.5, 6 hours from there, and it has a jazz scene too. So I heard a lot of jazz on the bus on the way to school and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of soaked that up too. And I heard an artist that I didn't know who it was, and I always wondered what it was, and that song stuck with me. Eventually, I ended up finding out who the producer was, and it's Paul Hardcastle. A lot of people know him now.
Which song was it?
Heaven.
Okay. That's been remixed a lot.
Yeah, so it's very common now, but back then it wasn't really known. And one of the first artists to sample that song, if not the first artist to sample that song, shout out to ESG in H-Town. One of his intros on the Ocean of Funk album. Check it out. It's a really nice sample that he did on that. He slowed it down, kind of screwed it up.
Okay.
But that sound really stuck with me, and I didn't find out who Paul Hardcastle was until I had moved back to Arkansas. And again, I was going to school in Little Rock with my big homie. I heard him playing it in the background. I was over his house, and he was playing some music in the background. I said, "Man, who is that?" I asked him, I said, "Who is that?" And he said, "Man, you don't know Paul Hardcastle?" And he turned me on that. And ever since then, I bought every single album I could get from him. So he's one of my favorite producers too. I think that was a pivotal point for my music, because I would hear the chords and the musicianship in it, and I just got on my keyboard and just kept tapping around and playing with chords till I got it. So one thing, I played in the band. I played drums, started off on snare.
Okay.
Typically held. There's a lot more than that, but I typically held first chair drummer in the band. Eventually, I ended up moving up to the. I ain't gonna say moving up. I ended up. Oh wow, yeah, that's my ASR 10 right there. That's
we're gonna go over it.
Yeah. I got on the bass drum. I'm on the bass drum. I was pretty much the heart of the band on that. And back then, our band director gave us pretty much free reign. We would play whatever was on the radio. People would actually come over to the bandstand during the games and request songs, and we just play it. And back then, rapping was a big thing, and a lot of people don't know I used to rap too, freestyle.
I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, I got one of my old school tapes here.
Okay.
And then, like I said, growing up, I grew up dirt poor. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I looking back on that, I wouldn't change a thing. I appreciate that because it made me the way I am today. But I didn't
Makes you humble.
Right. Like I said, my great grandaunt, she had a piano in her house, and every now and then she would let me sit there, and one of the old school pianos where you roll up the wooden thing and play the keys. So I would just
my grandma had one too.
Play around with the keys, and I was always thrilled to death. And she just let me get on maybe like 30 minutes, There
was something.
Right. And like I said, in the South, like I say, the Southern hospitality, and you have a community, so people be walking by you on the front porch and all that. And there was one guy in the neighborhood. I can't remember his name now, but like I said, I was a little kid, but he would stop by every now and then, and he would come in, and he was a neighborhood drunk. I'll tell you that. He was always drunk when I saw him. I didn't know that at the time, but now that I'm older and know what liquor smells like and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was a little bitty kid, maybe 3, probably barely even 3, and he had me next to him, and he could actually play the piano, and that just stuck with me, So I always wanted to play on keys anytime I could, but again, I didn't have that, and my maternal grandmother, one time she got we spent a couple of days with her in the summer, and she got me like a little toy, a little small little
Casio or something.
It was real cheap. It wasn't even a Casio. It was probably something you can buy like a fridge or something like that. It only had maybe like 6 or 7 keys on it. And I just sat there and played every single key combination that I could possibly play on that. So at the time, I didn't know that I really had that love for that. But as far as the percussion, that's in me. My dad's actual drummer. He played in bands. He can come into a band right now.
So some of his DNA too.
Oh yeah, my mom played tuba in the band, so it's in my blood too. But I didn't have a drum set. My dad did send me like a pair of drumsticks and a little mat pad where you can
or you can get your taps in.
But he only sent that after the fact when I was beating on pots and buckets and pans and stuff. I would have little
Yep.
the little plastic beach buckets and
Yep.
old pots.
I know
and all
exactly
that.
what you're talking about.
And I would just beat on those and try to play the Genesis Phil Collins. That's my favorite. And he's a percussionist too. So
That's a song right there.
right. Tonight, all that stuff. You know, I could play that, man, and all that stuff, man.
Yeah, that's a tune.
She's an easy lover. So the music just in me. It was in my soul. And as far as I can remember, from 3 and on up, I've always heard songs come into my head. And I knew something was there different. And as I got older, that manifested into like bebopping. There was an era of bebop.
I remember that.
A lot of the younger generation don't know about that. And all the people that want the rap, everybody came to me for the bebop. Like in junior high.
I bet it's going to come back. Bet me. Because it's cyclical. Because a lot of what it's like fashion, right? It's cyclical.
Right.
So what was cool at one point in time is going to come back around. Give it about a decade.
Right.
And one of the things, I don't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're good.
One of the things with the live show that I love to do is interact with the audience, right?
Right.
And there's several people in here. Some I know, some I don't. So there was, speaking of shout outs, Going Rounds, that's one of the homies. I started learning with him. He's on here right now. So I want to shout him out. And he just checked out your music while we were talking. He said it's smooth listening. So we appreciate that. That's dope. And it is smooth. Like that's not even bullshit. Like when I say I let it play for 2 days, I'm not making that up because it sounds cool. I actually just let it roll. And remember, I said I was going to send it to my mom and everything. I still need to send it to her, but I just been freaking busy.
Shout out to moms too. Right?
She's on here too. She says Soul Train. What a memory. So, moms, appreciate you. Especially, I know you're 3 hours ahead, so it's getting later there. But it's just the fact that you locked in. Hey, it says a lot. Not that I need to say that on here, but I'm saying it because one day when I'm not here, this memory will still be here. So, shout out to you. And everybody else listening, and anybody that follows up, later, because not everybody's going to watch at this point in time. It's Friday night. Younger folks, they out there. I would be out there once upon a time. Now I love home, but it is what it is. But yeah, shout out to everybody. When you tune in later, tune in now, whoever, appreciate you. And we're going to keep it moving because, like I said, I try to, for one, I respect your time. For two, I want to try to keep it under an hour because, people got the attention span of a freaking gnat these days. They just, and they,
right.
What was it talking about again? Or they'll just click through, which I'm not doing it for that. I want them to get to know you. But like I was saying before we actually got audio and got it started, I think I'm going to make this one a 2-part because there's so much more. Absolutely. Like we're going to play a little bit of music, but it's going to be just off his laptop, which is sitting here. Half of y'all don't even know what this is, which you will. You might not know from this one, but we're going to, I think we're going to make this like a 2-part. So right now I'm going to focus a little more on you than the music.
Right.
I mean, yeah, you're going to play something, but the next one I'll have you plug directly in and you could play whatever you just created, or maybe you create something for the show, whatever, or both.
Gotcha.
Whatever. But that's my thought process. What do you think?
Right. That sounds good to me.
Okay. And my mom's in the chat talking about somebody played on diaper boxes. Gee, I wonder who that could be. As we sit in a full studio. So yeah, clean hi-hat, southern swing. And if y'all are wondering why I'm looking like over here, I got my notes up there and we're sitting kind of far away and we're getting older. So I got my notes like swole the hell up so I could read it. But you also, you hit pads, keys. You do a lot of texture layering, and you blend Arkansas soul with Arizona experimentation, and it's kind of like a hybrid.
Absolutely. My ear grew even more out here in Arizona. Like I said, just the environment. It was a period of growth when I came out here. And my brain just changed on that, and I just started adding a little more complexity to my music.
Yeah.
When I started off, my stuff was a little more simple, and you develop over time. Just as we grow. So I think my music has grown with me,
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it was never as simple as you put it. That's just easy for an artist to say. But for someone from the outside looking in, it's like, there's transitions in here. It's like, how do you come, what is this? So
when I was young, I always wished that I could hook up some type of sensor or sensors to my brain and transport what's in my brain out to a computer or a speaker or whatever. And I think that AI is about as close as we can get to that now, if you know how to prompts what's in your mind out.
Yeah.
So
there's whole classes just for prompting.
Right. This has been a big game changer for me.
I look at it as a tool. It can be a game changer for anybody that accepts it for what it is and what it isn't.
Right. Absolutely.
It's not going to take your job. It can help your job. Now, if you let it maybe it would, but in normal, it shouldn't. And I've got some other videos about AI and stuff like that, so check those out too. Yeah, so you're basically bridging cultures.
Bridging regions, right?
Regions, culture. Well, it's both, really.
Well, the cultures, you're right too, because yeah, you're right.
If you look at out here, it's a lot of Latin, and it's a younger city. Like this, what they call it, First 48 for a reason.
Right.
It was one of the last ones.
Right.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's very diverse out here. It's not. It doesn't really have. To me, I haven't heard. Arizona doesn't really have a defined sound like when you go to some other states or regions. Most of the stuff you hear here is going to be mostly California sounding, West Coast sounding. Like you said, you have the Latino culture in their music out here. So it's a unique blend, and they blend their music with like West Coast too on there. But what's absent, you don't hear that Southern roots, blues, soul type thing. I don't really hear a lot of soul out here. Matter of fact, I'm not sure if I've heard any soul out here other than people that came from other places. Right.
I agree.
Right.
Well, it's not old enough for that kind of soul.
Right. It's a newer state, so.
And it's nothing against it. I'm not talking shit about AZ here, but at the same time, it's a young state, and it's a melting pot.
Right. And again, like soul and blues and all that came up off of pain and struggle and all that. So, I mean, as far as I see out here, this has been an area of prosperity for the most part. Not that there aren't poor regions out here.
Of course.
It's a different struggle out here, put it that way.
Absolutely. It's very, very different. I see people struggling, but you got palm trees in the backyard. We didn't grow up with that.
There you go.
I'm like, okay, your hood looks like a postcard compared to back east or back south.
Right.
And it's not that it's a struggle. It's no discredit, but it's just not the same, period.
But at the same time, like I said, I'm not talking down on it. I look at it as a tremendous opportunity for Arizona to create this unique sound, because Arizona has a story to tell as well.
It does.
So
you just need the right people to get it out there.
Right.
110. So small scene out here, big talent, real community. What's the first thing that comes to your brain when I say that? And it's not a small state, but it's a small scene.
Right. It really is. Phoenix is a big city. Matter of fact, is the fourth or fifth largest city. But at the same time, it feels just like Little Rock to me. It's like you can go to any mall out here, and you can probably run across somebody you know. Yeah. At least that's how it is for me.
What malls are left? Right. There's only about 3 of them.
Right. I see people out here when I go places like, oh, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
When I lived in Houston, you could see someone and you'd never see them ever again.
Yep.
So to me, Houston was a little more urban and fast, although it's a southern city and it has this countriness to it.
Houston's basically, first of all, Texas is basically its own country.
Right.
And Houston is a subdivision of its own country. Right. That's like people talk about Africa, but they don't realize how many regions or cities or, you know what I'm saying, how many languages even. Like even in Texas, there's different languages.
Oh, yeah. It's very diverse in Houston. The thing with Houston's diversity is different. The cultures actually blend there. As far as like Latinos and Blacks, they do music together. It's kind of a blended culture. So you have a little more uniqueness there. Out here, I'm pretty sure there's some very nice producers out here, and I've heard a few of them. It's just people don't really collab out here like that. Everybody's fragmented, got their own little thing, and you know, so it's just different out here. It's not a Southern hospitality. It's not much of a collaborative thing like in Houston. The artists, it's H-Town and the H. They represent the H, so you don't have artists come together like that. So
absolutely, yeah. You couldn't have said it better.
Right. And even in Arkansas, there's lots of talent there. Man, I got so many homies that freestyle and have different unique sounds. From a production standpoint, it was a little dry there. For instance, people still know me back there. Know I'm a dog on the beats and the music,
They will if they don't.
No one's really ever broken out there or kind of defined the music scene there, and it's a shame because there's so much talent there.
Right.
And I know always perplexes me, why can't people make it out of here? So what you get there with some of the rap artists, they'll try to emulate Memphis sound or the Houston sound.
Yeah.
And I've never been an emulator. I've always loved originality. I've always loved trying to create my own style of sound or make something unique.
And that's part of why you're here.
Yeah, I don't want my stuff to sound like.
That's part of why you're here, because you are who you are, and you brought these 2 big ass fucking keyboards that I'll show another picture again in a minute, but we're gonna actually have them plugged in the next time. Like we were on a time crunch and life be life, and we got families, we got kids, we do what we do. But yeah, like so a couple of anybody you want to shout out? We're not done yet, but I'm just saying, like you were talking about several people that influenced you. Anybody you want to shout out?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. My boy D Nutty in Arkansas. He's still working on the music, doing his thing. I think he's on the comeback. We're going down to the Ace Town. Zero. Zero used to be part of our clique. My uncle has a studio in Houston. That's where the tape came from and all that. So that's where I used to record at. And at a time, he had a production company and probably had 9 to 11 artists in there. And Zero was one of them at one time. He's a
Zero's still published. He's still out there.
He's a well-established.
People, it was spelled different. You remember how it was spelled?
ZRO.
There it is.
Yep.
So for anybody who want to hear some old school, like natural instrument, like the pitch changes and everything.
Yeah, and he's a very talented producer too. I mean, he's known for his rap, but what a lot of people don't know about him is his production skills are top notch. I mean,
didn't you work with him?
Yeah, absolutely. We both play keyboards by ear. We both have the chords, melodies, all that, and we just sit up and vibe and hang out and kick it all the time. He was true to the music. When I was doing music, I was going to college, trying to do music. We were doing shows, all that kind of stuff. But he was just true to it. He hammered all the way down the music, and it paid off for him. You know, it's kind of hard to. You got to dedicate yourself to it if you want to.
You have to.
You have to commit. So
if you want to get somewhere,
right? I respected him. He sacrificed for that, and that man deserves his flowers and his rewards. He earned that. So he got it out the mud. I saw him,
and as did you, which is part of why you're sitting here. Like I've had all different types of people in here, especially the studio, whatever. But besides being the homie, yeah, then they're gonna hear some. We'll probably play like a track, maybe off the laptop,
right?
Not even plugged in. But the second part of this series, everything will be plugged in. It'll be raw audio. Like, yeah, you can go. What was it, Steve-O? Do you say it again? How you did it? $, lowercase t, lowercase e, lowercase v, and a 0. Steve-O. And that's on every major platform. I have it on Spotify, but it's on every major platform. So if you're on Apple or whatever, it should be on there, right?
Yes, it's on Apple as well.
All right. Because Apple does lossless.
Right.
And Spotify can do lossless as long as you don't do wireless headsets, which a lot of people do. And it's still good, though.
Right.
It's like my car is, I play it in there, and there's a little funk behind it.
But again, I'm coming off a hiatus. Like I said, I've been dormant for probably the past 2 or 3 years just due to lack of time. Wrestling with these keyboards and all that stuff, and the family.
It's life.
So right. So
now, how's the family? Like I don't go into people's family, but
family's doing good, man. Like, I got 2 kids. They're getting older, teenagers, so they take a lot of bandwidth on there.
Yep. Yep. And I'm gonna shout out your son because he's gonna watch this back. If he's not watching right now, he's gonna watch it back. He should have been here, so you're gonna learn.
But he wants to be on the show. He's big in the football.
I'm okay with that.
So yeah,
I'm okay with it. Just bring your A game.
Right.
You will be on here. I'm not, it's no big deal. Yeah, it's a tech channel, but it's also lifestyle. So let's talk about some football. Let's talk about the games. Let's talk about whatever.
Right.
I'm down, but bring your A game and be ready. When your dad says, let's go, there's a reason behind it. There's some stuff that you haven't seen in life yet that we have.
Absolutely.
I'm just putting it out there because I know you're going to watch this. So I'm talking to you, Junior. But yeah, so we talked about studios, we talked about futuristic melodies, sound. Let's see what else we got. Like I said, I respect this man's time. I'm trying to keep it, simple.
I'm fine with time.
Because but I don't want to sit in here all day. Do you?
Right.
Like I want to chill too. I want to have I got a beverage, but I want a real beverage, and I got some other things to do, just like you, just like everybody else. So what kind of upcoming projects? You got any EPs, collabs, beat tapes? And there's a tape in here that. Can you pull that up?
Absolutely.
Just show it. Like I know we're far away, but
that's all good. Some
people, depending on who watches this, has never seen a cassette tape. So we're distant right now. The next one, it'll be over there under the camera. And that right there is magnetic tape, like real tape. You press play and it plays. Like you can see, there's a sticker on here. It probably came from like Goodwill or something, but it is what it is.
Right. Tape, CDs, DAT. I even have a DAT out in the truck.
Damn, you got a DAT player?
Yeah, so I've been through all the medias, and like I said, now we're in the digital era. So,
but DAT was digital,
right?
Supposedly,
yeah,
digital audio tape. That it wasn't digital.
Wasn't truly digital.
Yeah. It has some more bits and bytes, though.
Right.
But what's coming up? What we got?
Yeah, I started off with some singles. I want to, get me some singles out there, and I still have some more to put up. I want to people to hear the range of my sound. So my next project I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna actually do an album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like a straight up LP.
Straight up album, right?
Like just let that joint go.
Right.
Okay.
But at the same time, I want to get my signals out there so people can kind of hear my range, hear what type of sound I'm working with. And again, you're gonna find a wide range. You can hear some G-funk, laid back type rap beats, or it can go right into some complex jazz music. You know.
Well, to me, that's one of the things that's missing in modern music. Nothing against it, but people don't make albums like they used to.
Right.
Like you should be able to put that joint in, and okay, you might want to skip a song or two, but it should tell a story.
Right. And my goal for an album is I want to go track for track. I remember back in the days we used to go to the tape shop in the neighborhood or whatever, or whatever place you go buy your music at. You'll spend back then, I don't remember, maybe $10 or $15 for a tape or something like that, or even a CD for that matter. But it was very frustrating when you would wait for an artist. And back then, you didn't hear stuff before it came out. It was tightly kept.
The radio station might break it,
right?
But they got paid to break it.
Yeah, you didn't hear the whole album.
Exactly.
So you didn't know what you were getting when you were making that purchase. So you didn't know if you were getting the return of investment on your purchase. You could get an album. The only good song on there might have been the single they played on the radio,
and the rest could have
been bust. And you like, dang.
Yep.
Or like you said, it might have 2 or 3 or 4 good songs on there, but you got to skip through multiple tracks to get to that. And on the tape, it sucks to fast forward to get to the song you want to play, then stop and try to find that there. Or CDs are a little bit better; you could just skip through. But my goal is, I don't want you to have to skip through. I don't want to have to skip through.
Put it in, let it go.
So I have very, very tight quality control in my production.
I noticed.
I mean, it's not. It's a lot of stuff. I made tons and tons and tons of music that. It just didn't make the cut, and people loved it. It didn't make my cut, so I didn't want to take that risk. If it's coming out,
quality over
someone's going to like it. Everyone might not like it, but there's going to be someone that likes.
I like it, so. And I'm not saying that because we're cool. I'm saying that because I rock with it. Like, and you've seen I told you about the comments. Like, they just barely heard you, and they're like, okay, yeah, it's smooth. Like that says something. That says volumes, and that person. That's Big E that's going around. He's in Tucson. Oh, wow. Completely different grew up than us. Completely different grew up than here, even Phoenix.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, that's smooth. So you got something.
So I want people to catch a vibe when I'm doing a song. I want them to feel what I'm feeling. And as I've gotten older, I think I have more purpose with my music. When I was younger, I just made music. I was making it then to feel good for myself pretty much.
Right.
And if people liked it, that was kind of cool too. But now I actually want my music to uplift people, make people happy, and sometimes people are sad or going through different things, and they might need some music for that. So
Facts.
I'm making music with a purpose for that. That's it's strictly a purpose-based production now,
and you can feel it. Right. Like you could feel that. Like I could sit at a lake right now with just a pair of cans on and nothing, a book, or just chill, whatever, and be like, okay, you know what? Things ain't as bad as they might seem at the moment. And like you could feel that, right? And although I can still rap, like I said, I'll be 50 here in a couple of weeks. Damn, son. I just prefer. Like I said, after listening to jazz so much, I just prefer instrumentals and the music and let the instruments do the talking because everyone out there is rapping. Everyone has opinions. Everyone has the game they're spitting, and what you end up getting is a lot of noise, a lot of pollution. Is programming, and unfortunately, a lot of these artists are programming our youth in the wrong way. So. That is facts. Right. So that's why I mostly back instrumentals and music. And like I said, at heart, I'm a producer. Like I said, I did rap and I can do both, but at heart, I'm a producer. I just like doing the music, you know. And it comes out. It comes out in the music, and that's just what it is. Like people don't believe me. Go to it. Go to $S $. What was it? TEV. All lowercase TEV0. Zero. The zero is important at the end. Yeah, that's because I looked at. I was like, that's not okay. Gotcha. And I'm saying that because A, it's good shit. B, I want people to experience what you're putting out there. And that's a meaning in that zero. It's coming from nothing, you know. So coming from nothing. Yep. Coming from nothing. Now we're here. Yep. Literally, you got your own crib. You got your whip, and the family's taken care of. Like. We're not rich, but we ain't broke. We don't have to be rich, but we're not broke. We don't have to be rich. If you healthy in your life, you're rich. Rich means different things, right? If you got people that love you and you can wake up in the morning, breathe, and you're in your right mind, and you're not in pain, you're rich. Trust me. Even if you are in pain, you still woke up. Absolutely, I agree. And your family is taken care of. Right. They got food on the table. Lights come on when they hit the switch. Right. It could be a lot worse. The homie said triple OG. Because I always fuck with him because he's not much younger. He's 43, 44.
Right.
I'm 46. You finna hit 50.
Right.
So I always fuck with him. So he's just, it's funny.
It's all good. I feel good, man.
And he said, well, you look good. I mean, not to no Diddy, but I'm saying we're doing what we need to do.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
And he said he found it easily. So dope. Yeah, once I put it in right, I found it easily too. I put it in wrong the first time. I ended up looking at some other bullshit. I'm like, this is not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, there's different variations out there. For instance, when I look up DJ Infinity, there's some other.
There is.
And so you understand the struggle.
Absolutely.
That, so,
and the fucked up part is I paid for that trademark.
Right.
But to go after people, depending on who it is, can actually cost more than it's worth.
Right. Understood.
And I'm not that well known. But I'm known.
But you're known, you're growing. Like I said, it's all about your brand. So your brand can supersede anybody that's emulating or mimicking names or anything like that. You're going to stand out. So because a lot of these people out there with similar names, they just don't have the quality or the mindset that you have on that, so.
It is what it is. It's a learning process, right? Like none of us are young per se. Right. I mean, we feel good. He even said, he's like, he wouldn't have guessed your age correctly.
Oh, wow.
But I'm saying we're doing what we need to do.
Right.
And he's going to get on that bandwagon too. Yes, I'm talking to you. You already talked about it. Let's make something happen. Let's do it. If we can do it, you can do it. But at the same time, you gotta start.
Right.
Just start.
Right. Absolutely. That's the key.
Just fucking start.
That's the hardest part about anything, as far as working out, starting a project or anything. Just starting is the hard part. Once you start and you get motivated, and you're passionate about it, you're not gonna want to stop. So. And
I think the second hardest thing, people, it's an opinion. Take it, wipe your ass with it. But the opinion, and you know who that came from, Sam. What up, Sam? If you watch this, one of the hardest things once you start is maintaining.
Absolutely.
To me.
Staying motivated, finding ways to stay motivated.
Because there's always a day that you might not want to fuck with the music or need a hiatus or streaming or whatever it is you do. Maintaining and being consistent, that's that's like second level.
Consistency is key. No doubt.
It is, but being able to do it, people that consume content are one type of person. People that create content, whether it's music or whatever, is a different type of person.
Right.
That's a different mindset because you need to be like right now. I could have been like, yo, you know what? I'm going to sleep or whatever. I'm gonna go get drunk or I'm gonna go do it. And you could have been like, yeah, I ain't coming by. Fuck that shit and whatever. But we're here.
Right.
Because consistency. Right. You're consistent with the music. You say you're going to do something, you do it.
Right. That's how I roll.
That's what
would happen any other way.
That's what grown folks should do. Right. Not everybody does it. We know that. We all know some that's like, And like when I hit you up earlier, I was like, hey, what time you think? Just so not that I doubted when you would be here. I just want to know when you'd be here.
Right. I'll keep it real with you. If I'm not going to do something, I'll let you know up front. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to make it. Just
not everybody's created the same. Yeah. You know that.
I can't do it. I just can't do it.
And you're damn near 50 years. You know that there's some people that's cool.
Right.
And that's where it stops at.
Right. But that says a lot about a person's character.
It does.
And that's why our circles are small,
So, very small.
Yep.
Very, very small. So I'm going to hit you with one more. If there's any other comments, make sure you drop that in there. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. I know that's all obligatory, but doesn't cost you shit. But one button click. I appreciate y'all rocking with us. And like I said, we're going to do one more. So I've just mentioned consistency. I'm not even looking at the notes anymore. That's just how we walk. So we're going to close out. What advice would you have for someone that wants to create anything, music, whatever?
My advice would be to try to find your own sound, try to find your own style, use your life experiences, use your emotions, put that into your creativity, whether it's any type of art, whether it's drawing, painting, music, anything. Stay authentic. Authenticity is rare nowadays.
It is.
Most people try to emulate, sound like others, copy people's styles, methods. Do your own thing, man, and that's going to make you stand out. And I think that's something that's the advice that I would give to up and coming artists or anyone that's in the creative realm.
Okay. So with that being said, do you want to play like just 30 seconds of a track off the laptop? Sure. We'll plug it in next time, and they'll get the full, but. Just to give them a little sample in case they didn't make it to the website at the moment, but they are going to make it because it's. I'm not saying it because it's homie. It's good shit. I know I said that before, and I'm gonna say it again, and I'm standing next to it.
I'm not sure what people are feeling tonight, but
you got anything? There it is. Yeah, that's the one right there. You did all this.
Yeah, it's called Driving Me Crazy.
What'd you say it's called?
Driving Me Crazy.
All right. Yeah, pause. Don't give him too much. Don't give him too much yet. Make him come back to the second one.
I'll give you a little range here. Here's another one. If you want to hear, this song came to me. This is more of an Arkansas type sound, I would say. A lot of people don't know what it sounds like down there, but this was inspired by, I rode my motorcycle home last summer.
I remember that.
This was inspired by the scenery there. It's called Summer in June.
And it's not loud on purpose. You got to come back for the next one for the full HD. Yeah, that's one too.
So Arkansas is known as the natural state. So this kind of sound kind of gives you like outdoor vibes, you know, being out in the woods at the lake.
I'm
like
finna
that.
go in the garage and put my bike together, listen to this, if I didn't have something else to do. Yeah.
Then again, you mentioned the Southern Church sound and all that. This song here is called Shine on Me.
Man, don't give them too much.
Not too much. I'd let them hear a little bit.
Because we're going to plug it in next time.
Right.
It'll be direct. 'Cause, I mean, they say they can hear it good, but it ain't the same as when it's plugged in.
So this is more of an inspirational song. You know, this is something I would imagine listen to like on a Sunday morning or
I might listen to this tonight when I'm doing my meal prep. The homie Big E said this is a vibe.
Appreciate it, Big E. Appreciate it.
And for y'all that don't know, check him out if you don't know him. Going Rounds Podcast. I only support people that support me. Yeah, that's the one right there. I'm not even a smoker. That makes me want to smoke something.
And that's why I want to make music for people to relax and calm their souls. We live in a crazy time, crazy world right now, man. And we just, you know,
say less. Say less. Like no matter who you believe in, what you believe, whatever, the times ain't right.
Right.
Times is just not right.
And if you had time for you want to hear a little sample of,
we're gonna do that next one.
Okay, right on.
Wait.
Okay,
make him wait. I mean, I want to hear.
That's good. That's good. That's
make
good.
him wait.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's good stuff.
I don't want to rush to plug in shit, and it's not right.
Right.
It needs to be right.
Right. Absolutely.
Just like you, quality over quantity.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. Anybody else you want to shout out? Family, love, whatever? Because we finna wrap this up.
Yeah, all my family, man. All my family in Arkansas, all my family in the H-Town. You know, all my connected family out here in AZ that I've grown to know over the 26 years, you know. So all the people in your life, they add to your spirit and your soul and who you are. So it's very important who you socialize with and who you keep in your circle. You know,
literally.
It can either make you or break you. So
one way or another.
Wisely.
Literally, one way or another.
Right.
But yeah, so with that being said, if there's any other questions, I'll give you a second, but we finna wrap this up. I was already clicking the button when you seen it. I appreciate that.
And I appreciate anybody's support that's checking out the music. Like there's more to come. Matter of fact, I'm going to get back on the grind this weekend, so stay tuned. Got some more coming. So
that shit, I need that. I need that in my life.
Well, it's coming. It's going to be coming.
I'm going to go beat this dog in a minute because he's just over here acting a fool. I don't know if it could be heard, but he's out there trying to do the most. But yeah, we appreciate every single one of y'all. I appreciate every single one of y'all from the bottom of my heart. I would not be here without y'all. I do it to help grow myself and to learn and to speak on camera and just to be a better human. However, y'all are a big part of that. Anybody, you watch this now, you watch it live, you watch it later, and you know there's time differences. We appreciate you. What do you say? Good stream. Check out the music for more for sure. Okay. Hey, I appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate.
He said thanks for doing it.
No problem. Appreciate you checking me out.
So, yeah, there will definitely be a part 2, and that part 2 will have a little more music and a little less conversation. It's online right now. Go get it one more time. What is it?
That's $, all lowercase, tev0.
And with that,
Steve-O.
I bid you adieu. I appreciate every